Well, we turn our focus to the big story coming in from Jammu and Kashmir. A massive terror attack has taken place, claiming 18 lives. At least 18 CRPF personnel have been killed in Jammu and Kashmir's Pulwama district when an IED blast ripped through the bus they were travelling in. The vehicle was blown up on the Srinagar-Jammu highway in Avantipura area of the district. There were also some reports of firing at the bus after the blast. Terror outfit Jaish-e-Mohammed has claimed responsibility for this incident already. These are the visuals that we are getting to you. Of course, the entire area has been cordoned off. A massive setback, a blow with 18 lives being lost of CRPF personnel as that bus got blew up because of an IED that had been placed there. In fact, we've got a reaction coming in from the IG of Jammu and Kashmir. Let's listen in.
There was a terror incident. The CRPF convoy, which was coming from Jammu and going towards Srinagar, was attacked. We have suffered damage to the vehicle as well as to the men. We suspect that it was a vehicle-bound attack.
So was it a
However, no, it's not confirmed as yet. The Jammu and Kashmir police has taken up the investigation, and we have suffered damage to both men and our vehicles.
Details are still coming in as to what exactly happened there, whether or not there are terrorists still holed up in that area. Maruf Raza is on the phone line. Maruf, this is arguably the biggest attack that we've seen in recent times. 18 CRPF soldiers have been martyred.
Well, there are a couple of elements to it. One is, obviously, it is a targeted attack on a CRPF convoy. I'm told a bus carrying CRPF personnel was particularly the main victim of the attack. And inside that, a large number of people would have been killed. But I think it also reflects a certain amount of shortcoming on the part of the security forces. All the route on which military forces and paramilitary forces travel in J&K, particularly in terms of regular convoys, there has to be a road opening patrol that has to search and remove all suspicious elements from the road before a vehicle or a convoy is allowed to pass. Why wasn't this auto rickshaw removed, which was carrying these explosives? And the second thing is that when it is known that apparently some shots were also fired at the vehicle other than the IED attack, therefore the party was subject to an ambush also other than an IED attack. So I would say my initial interpretation is there was complete laxity.
Yes, and that, of course, will have to be investigated, Maruf. Like you are pointing out, the fact of the matter is that at any time, especially in sensitive places like Pulwama, which are very prone to terror attacks and to this kind of militancy, there has to be a protocol that is to be followed when a convoy is passing by or even one single vehicle is passing by. How is it that a explosive-laden vehicle was there, managed to ram into them? That is something that will have to be investigated. But Maruf, in the recent times, the government, of course, has said that they have managed to bring down the number of attacks that have happened. They've managed to bring down or calm the situation down in Kashmir. What is your own reading of how we've managed the situation in Kashmir in the last few months?
Well, you know, Kashmir has always been a case of regular ups and downs. The government, and not so much the government, it has been the army's view that they have eliminated a number of militants who are roaming around in the Kashmir countryside due to aggressive operations. But as the old saying goes, the military and the government forces have to be lucky every time. The terrorist has to be lucky just once. And every time they're lucky, this has an impact with lots of lives lost, and it has ramifications for the long term. But quite frankly, eliminating terrorists, eliminating terror attacks is only part of the exercise. You still don't have strategy to eliminate terrorism in Kashmir.
Yes, thank you, Maruf, for speaking to us and sharing your views. And that's a very valid point that Maruf has raised, which we will later, of course, also have conversations on. That the authorities and the governments need to focus on a larger policy so that these things do not happen again and again. The information that we have right now is that 18 CRPF Jawans have been killed, martyred in this horrific attack that has taken place, where reportedly a vehicle that was laden with explosives rammed into their vehicle. Let's go across to Farid. Farid, can you give us more clarity on what happened in Pulwama?
Well, Tanvi, it's a car bomb blast, a suicide car bomb blast. That's what our sources aim at the police tell us, because as of now, they reached to this point because there is the mangled remains of a vehicle, which probably was the vehicle which was being driven by a suicide bomber of the Jaish-e-Mohammed. This convoy of the CRPF was coming from South Kashmir to Srinagar and near Letpura. On the new bypass in the outskirts of Srinagar, which is in Pulwama district, he rammed his vehicle, which was completely explosive laden, into the CRPF convoy, and in this, as you could be seeing in the visuals, caused massive damage. As of now, we got confirmed reports that 20 CRPF Jawans have been killed in this, another 30 are injured. Out of whom there are many who are critical. So their toll will increase. That's what our sources in the army hospital tell us. But yes, it is a massive attack of big magnitude that has happened after a long, long time. At least as far as car bombings are concerned, this used to happen in the early 2000s, till early 2000s, since 1990. But after that, this strategy had stopped, more so because of the operations of the security forces. The militant outfits usually used to resort to firing or grenade hurling or even Fidai attacks, but seems now clearly, since Jaish-e-Mohammed has claimed responsibility, definitely have someone in their ranks who is an IED expert, and then also they have these people who have been brainwashed to the extent that they have become suicide bombers. Right now, as you could be seeing in the visuals, the area is under cordon, injured have been shifted to the hospital, and efforts are on right now to start the investigative part where forensic experts will come in and from the blast site, crucial evidence they'll try to collect. And then this obviously is going to be a long-drawn process as far as the investigation is concerned, but clearly an attack of massive magnitude after a long time. And as I speak to you also, all the formations of the security forces across Kashmir Valley have been alerted. They have been told to exercise maximum alert and take precautionary measures, because if there is one attack, there could be more. So avoid it, generate timely intelligence and stop these attackers, if at all there are more in their tracks.
Yes, in fact, we just got information that the Home Minister has spoken to DG CRPF R.R. Bhatnagar over this attack, Farid. But this was a huge convoy. 2,500 soldiers, we are given to understand, were traveling together. So this is a large convoy, and obviously that information was with the other side beforehand.
Well, yes, absolutely. A big convoy. In fact, probably a whole battalion was moving to probably a new place of their deployment or their camp in Srinagar. And they had this info in hand. But usually also, Tanvi, if you talk of the bypass area, there is a lot of security force movement through the day. There's not an hour where there is no security force vehicle that's spying or a convoy, be it police, army, CRPF, BSF. So this is an area, this stretch from Pansa Chowk right up to Avantipura has been a trouble spot for the security agencies, although there's a lot of security. There are ROPs, there are bulletproof vehicles of the security forces, but still this area has seen a number of attacks, including standoff fire attacks, grenade attacks, Fidai attacks on security force vehicles, and this is the latest one. This is huge. Probably the last car bomb attack was outside Central Jail in Srinagar, and that was somewhere in 2007 and 8, where 5 policemen were killed and some civilians as well. Since these militant outfits mostly resorted to Fidai attacks, but this is big concern for the security agencies because of the sheer impact value. Now, imagine 20 CRPF Jawans have been killed. Just look at the magnitude of the injuries and casualties. So this is big, and this is a new chapter in the sense where security forces need to really go and investigate it and see how they can stop it, because if they have managed to do one, they'll definitely look out for another possibility. So this is a big challenge. But today, as of now, they're trying to basically provide best medical assistance to the injured, most of whom have been shifted to the Army's 92 base hospital, and then investigating it and trying to see where was the lacuna, whether it was a security lapse, whether intelligence lapse where they could not generate this intelligence, where this person could have been stopped in his tracks. But yes, massive attack, and right now security alert sounded across the Kashmir Valley to stop any more such attacks, if at all people will or maybe trying to do so. Obviously, the Jaish statement on this really is reflective of the fact that they may try to come out with more such attacks, and that's why security is at its highest alert right now. Tanvi?
Yes, in fact, very quickly also, Fareed, for our viewers also, Jaish-e-Mohammed has been behind several of the big terror attacks, Fareed, that we have seen in the last few years as well, on army installations, on convoys and camps as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Jaish is not involved in routine attacks like grenades or stand-up fire attacks, which usually are termed as small attacks as far as the Kashmir Valley is concerned. That Hizbul or Lashkar does. But if you talk of big impact attacks, where the impact value is sensational, it is the Jaish which is behind these attacks. You're absolutely right. Talk of Uri attack in 2016. Again, it was Jaish-e-Mohammed that claimed responsibility. 18 army Jawans and some officers were killed in that. It was a fidaying strike. You talk of most of these massive fidaying strikes, suicide strikes, Jaish is responsible. Jammu, where several army camps have been attacked, Jaish has claimed responsibility. And in fact, just some days back, it had in fact threatened that Afzal Guru squad of the Jaish-e-Mohammed will try to strike big around the hanging anniversary of Afzal Guru. That was on the 11th of February.
Yes.
So already there was an alert, and while the security forces were preempting some kind of a fidaying attack, where the Jaish cadre may try to infiltrate a camp. But this is something new that was not expected. A car bomb of this intensity, imagine the kind of explosives, probably 50 to 100 kg explosives, the latest plastic or RDX explosives may have been used in this. As I said, all a matter of investigation, but yes, a massive attack without any doubt.
All right, Fareed, we'll of course keep coming back to you for more updates. This is a massive, deadly terror attack that's taken place in Kashmir. And like Fareed was saying, many more have been injured. So there is a fear that the casualty toll will go further up. And we've not seen this kind of an attack in a really long time, where a vehicle that was filled with explosives went and rammed into the convoy. It's literally like a suicide attack that's happened, but with a lot more of ammunition, and in a very, very bold attack that's taken place in comparison to the format and the pattern that we've seen in the last many terror attacks that have taken place, which have largely attacked army or other forces, camps and installations early in the morning, sneaked into those camps and then attacked there. So this is the large difference that we are seeing. Jaish-e-Mohammed has come out and claimed responsibility. Sohail, our other correspondent from Kashmir, filed this report for us just a short while ago. Take a look.
Yes, 12 CRPF personnel have died in this attack. This was an IED attack. The CRPF bus came under the attack, and later fire was opened on the bus which was carrying the CRPF personnel. This is the National Highway 44. For this moment, the traffic on the NH44 has been closed from Srinagar as well as from Avantipora, and we are rushing to the spot. This is the area which has been cordoned off by the Special Operation Group of Jammu and Kashmir Police, CRPF and Army, because this, in the recent past, this is the biggest attack that has taken place in Kashmir Valley. In the in the past 2 months, we have seen the grenade attacks. Definitely there were injuries, but this is the biggest attack in which the toll of the CRPF personnel, the death toll has gone up to 12 personnel who lost their lives today. It's a deadly attack. Jaish-e-Mohammed has claimed the responsibility for this attack, and they already had come up with their posters giving threats that they will be conducting attacks in Kashmir Valley, and this is a major terror strike in the recent past that has taken taken place in Kashmir Valley. It has absolutely a biggest attack on the national highway, which is always covered with the security. But this is something that has, in which 12 CRPF Jawans have lost their lives. For this time, the top officials of the Jammu and Kashmir police are rushing to the spot. The traffic movement has been stopped here. Injured have been shifted. And in this deadly attack, it grievously injured the CRPF personnel who were traveling in the bus when it came under attack.
Well, we're going to take a very short break and we'll come right back with lots more updates on this big story that we are tracking here on Mirror Now.